How to be a Jew after the ethnic cleansing of Palestine. I'm a Jew born in America in 1948. I love being a Jew. I am heir to a rich, wonderful tradition. And there is a dark side. It has to do with identity. It has to do with inheriting the legacy of Jewish history in Europe, which was not pretty. And I was brought up to believe that I had two enemies in particular. I mean, the whole world is an enemy and a threat, but two in particular. One was the German people because of what they did to us, and the other was the Arabs, as we called them, because of what they would do to us if we didn't have Israel. And I was told, I was born in 1948, the year that the State of Israel was established, that I'd been blessed to have been born at a time when my people had finally been redeemed from millennia of suffering and marginalization and slaughter. Israel was our redemption. It was the war of independence. We got this country that supposedly was an empty country, full of maybe a couple of savage people with camels, but basically we came, we made the desert bloom, and it was ours. Fast forward to middle age, when I finally visit these so-called enemies, I go to Palestine, and I find out that we have driven out an entire population, and we're engaged in a process of ethnically cleansing an indigenous population, a beautiful, wonderful culture, to make room for our so-called redemption. And I knew that there could be no redemption based on that. I found the occupation of Palestine, which was a continuation of what had really begun in 1948, which was a system, a method of ethnically cleansing anyone who was not Jewish out of the territory that had been planned back in the 30s by the Zionist leaders. And suffice it to say, I had an identity crisis. The story of Palestinian suffering, of Palestinian dispossession, that is our story for today. That is the Jewish story of today. The Jewish story of today is not the story of our suffering in the past, which gives us total innocence and the right to do whatever we want. Our story of today is the story of what we are doing to another people. Our story is the Nakba, what the Palestinians call the catastrophe, their Holocaust, if you will. And if we do not understand that this is our story, we are done for. And I tell you, Rabbi, that the day will come when we will be on our knees in contrition and beating our breasts in shame for what we have done. And may that day come speedily and in our times, as the Jewish prayer goes.